Aloha, it's Robert with Blue Planet. Today's video is going to be all about wing foiling. I'm going to talk a little bit about riding waves on a wing foil board, and then also get into other tips about getting started, how to learn the basic stuff, what kind of equipment to use, and so on. So for riding waves, basically I found that it's good to use a little bit of a smaller foil wing. You don't want to use a really big wing on the waves, just to be able to control it and have a little bit less drag and more speed on the wave. And then once the wave's pushing you, you can luff the sail, the wing, basically let go of the backhand, and then ride the wave kind of high, and just let the wave push you instead of relying on the wing. If you do kind of slow down and you need a little bit more power, then you can just grab the boom again, or the wing again, and let it pull you if you're slowing down a little bit. So the nice thing about wing foiling is that you have that wing and you can just go back out quickly, and you're pretty much most of your session you're up flying the foil up on the wing, and it's super fun. You catch a lot of waves, you get back out again right away and catch another one. So it's actually a little bit exhausting, but when you're surf foiling or stand-up paddle foiling, you end up spending most of the time paddling and just a little bit time on the foil. So wing foiling, you can pretty much be up on the foil as much as your legs can handle, and the legs do get pretty tired after a couple days of wing foiling. For a few hours, my legs are toast. So I definitely need to work out my legs a little bit more. But basically you want to have a high line, stay high on the wave so you have push from the wave and you don't need the wing. And then carving a little bit of turns. I'm still really new to this, so I just started surf foiling on the wing foil board recently, so I'm still learning myself, but super fun to kind of play around with it. This day the wind was pretty light, but it's enough for the 5-meter duotone wing. There's also a little bit of footage from another day when I'm using the 4-meter later. But here I'm kicking out, maintaining the speed, and then there's another wave, so I'm just driving again into it. You really do get a lot of time on the foil, just foiling non-stop if you want to. Here I'm going out, got a lot of speed. I think I can jump here, but then I touched down with the board right at the top of the wave and kind of messed that one up. To get back on, just on my knees, I place the back knee kind of in the center of the board, get up on my front foot, back foot, and then I find that it's good to kind of lift the board off the water right as you're coming off the back of a wave. So as the wave drops away underneath you is a good time to lift up the board and engage the foil to get up back on the foil. It takes a little bit more speed to use a smaller foil wing. So if you're foiling on a smaller foil, you need a little bit more speed to get it going. But the advantage is that it has less drag and you can achieve higher speeds. This is Todd Bradley. He's goofy-footed, so when he's coming in towards the beach, he's riding in, with his hips facing the wing. So I think it's a little bit easier for him to go that way. For me, when I'm I'm regular-footed, so when I'm heading in towards the beach, I'm kind of toe side, or I'm kind of twisted around. So we've just been using we've just been foiling with our feet in the same position, going both directions, so without switching the stance. Now I haven't really tried that yet, but it's quite tricky to switch your stance because as you shift your weight from one foot to the other while you're up on the foil, it's pretty hard to control the foil altitude of the foil while you're switching the feet around. So I haven't tried that yet. I'm just right now I'm sticking with my feet in the straps, going the same direction both ways. So it's a little bit tricky, but hasn't really bugged me. Like mainly what gets sore for me is just the legs, from controlling the foil, especially the back leg. Always controlling the foil is definitely hard work. Here you can see the smaller foil wing that I'm using is a little bit faster than the one that Jeff's using. Jeff's using the 2400 Armstrong wing, which is a really big wing, flies at very low speeds and it's easy to control. And what's nice about it is, like in the windswell, it goes about the same speed as the windswells, so it's easy to control, easy to maintain speed. One thing that's hard to do with the really big wings is to catch waves. Basically the waves, the open ocean swells just move a little bit fast for the big wings. But here you can see he's jiving, and even though he kind of takes his time and slows down, his board never touches the water. So Jeff's able to jive at fairly low speeds. He's lots of control. So that's the advantage of using a big foil wing. When you're starting, it just makes things a little bit easier. It definitely has more control, easier to get it going, easier to keep it going, and easier to pull off jibes because you can just maintain a lower speed and still stay up on the foil. So Jeff started on the sling wing from Slingshot, and now he has the F1 swing wing, which he really likes. It's a very light wing, has nice handling. It has like this fabric that connects the top of the wing to the center strut, so it seems to luff really well and nice control. I played around with it a little bit. It feels pretty good. One thing I'm not crazy about is that it only has these 3 little handles, so a little bit harder, I think, to move your hands around. And also, when you're jiving and you have to grab the wing on the other side, you have to look where you're grabbing. So what I like about the Duotone is having that boom. You can see it takes a little bit more speed for me to get the foil out of the water just because it's a smaller wing, but then once I'm up, it flies really nice. But anyways, yeah, having that boom, you can just grab it without looking. You just kind of know where to put your hands, and you can slide your hands back and forth, easily adjust your grip if you need to. So that's something I like about having that boom and not those little handles. The Duotone does have some disadvantages too, though. I find that when you luff it, like when you're on a wave and you let go of the backhand, it is a little bit unstable. So I always try to keep a little bit of pressure in the wing, even when it's luffed, so it doesn't just flop around. And that seems to work pretty well. So I just keep my hand on the front of the boom instead of totally letting it flop and luff. So as long as there's a little bit of pressure and keeps the shape, then it handles nicely. But as soon as you start to luff it, it kind of flops and also is unstable side to side. So there's some other wings that are better for that. If the wing's upside down in the water, I kind of push it through the wind to flip it over, to have it kind of lift me up, get on my front foot, back foot, and then same thing, I kind of look for the back of a wave that I can kind of pump over and then get back on the foil. So yeah, those are kind of the basic things to learn. This day is a different day where I'm using the 4-meter Duotone. It's really nice to have a smaller wing. The smaller wing size is just easier to control, less likely to touch the water, easier to maneuver around. So it's really nice to have the smaller wing. But that said, when the wind gets a little bit light or something, it's definitely nice to have a bigger wing that keeps you powered up the whole time. The 4 meters, sometimes if the wind gets a little bit light, it's very hard for me to keep it up on the foil, and I have to start pumping. It's more work. Jeff has the same setup with this 5-meter wing and the big Armstrong foil, so he's getting pretty comfortable on that and trying to catch a few waves as well. So yeah, one thing to note is when you do let go of the backhand on the wing, it handles differently, so it's good to practice that. Like here, the wingtip touches a little bit and flips his wing over, and it's hard to recover from that if your wing gets flipped over. So here's another start. One thing my goal is to learn how to ride a smaller board. This one is my stand-up foil board, a 5/8. I want to try to learn how to use a smaller prone foil board that's basically sinks. So you have to get up on it, sink it kind of underwater, and then have the wing pull you out of the water and propel you forward until you can get up on the foil. So, and just having a smaller board should make it more maneuverable and more fun to use. But definitely having a floating board for now is really helpful, because it allows me to get up easier, and then also when the wind dies, you can still glide on a small board without getting onto the foil. You can still ride the board even if the wind dies. So it's always easy to get back if you need to. All you need is a little breeze to push you back to where you need to go. So yeah, so those are some basics on wing foiling. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I answer most comments, and I really appreciate all the thumbs up you guys have been giving us, all the views we've been getting on the wing foiling videos. Seems like people are pretty excited about it. I know in a lot of places it's cold right now, and you're waiting to get back on the water in the springtime. So hopefully this will keep you stoked and motivated. Yeah, wing foiling super fun. I can't wait for the next good day. If you're in Hawaii, check us out, Blue Planet Surf. Also check out our website. We have an auction that's closing November 30th, which is this Sunday, a couple days, and lots of cool stuff going on at Blue Planet. So check out our year-end sale. We also have a special going on for the Balance Surfer, our new 7-in-1 patent pending balance board design. Really cool, and so hope you can check that out as well. And I wanted to say thanks to Tyler for filming with the drone a couple days. I really appreciate the cool footage, and stay tuned to more foil videos, wing foiling and stand-up paddling, everything. And if you like the video, of course, give us a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the water. Aloha.